Hello to all of my star spas. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting that like, share, and subscribe button for me. And thank you for showing me so much love and helping this channel grow. Okay. So we're getting into all the mutable signs. So, mutable signs, your last but not least. Okay. So, you are so important. And I decided to do your reading, mutable signs, on the change of the week. Why? Because you're a mutable sign. You represent change. You embody change. Um, all of the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay, so starting off, we're going to start with the Geminis first. But let's talk about what that mutable sign represent, and why you are called a mutable sign. Geminis, you mark the end of spring. Virgo, you mark the end of summer. Sagittarius, you mark the end of fall. Pisces, you mark the end of winter. Okay. And so, with that changing energy, meaning that you're going, I'm sorry, from one season into the other, it speaks of you being adaptable. That's where that adaptability comes in at, because you're used to change. The older you get, the better you become at getting used to change. And you learn how to use it to your advantage, right? So it's like, if something is breaking down in your life, you learn how to use it as a breakthrough, right? So it's like, you lose a job, you find out why you lost a job, then you're like, okay, what can I do to rebuild? And your comeback usually is better than your setback, because you have become adaptable to change. As a mutable sign, you are definitely, you're like the type, you get people to kind of even want to change their perspective, their behavior, or possibly even their life by something that's happening with you, the way that you move or how you interact with people and things like that. You can take your ideas and some sort of, you'll catapult something in your life just by adapting to the change that has happened to you and with you. So we're going to start out with the very first mutable sign, and that's our Gemini here. That's the Gemini sign. Gemini. All of my Geminis. Cross-pollinate. Geminis, you rule the third house, communication. And so Mercury is like your ruling planet for some of you Geminis, and that rules communication too. It rules technology, different ways people communicate, communicating through sign language, through voice, through body language, through the internet, just through handwritten letters. But you rule communication, and so people, the way you communicate usually gets other people to talking, whether it's good or bad, but that's what it rules. Okay. And so your third house, the way you communicate, you think, the way you learn, it also rules your siblings and your neighbors. Okay. So your siblings and your neighbors could be significant factors in your life in some way. We're going to get into a general reading for this first sign, this first mutable sign, which is Gemini. These all will be time stamped, okay? All right. First card out, Gemini, is transformation. So something is about to change in your life. It says a significant life experience that require changes to be made. powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination, releasing old belief systems. So you're even about to change how you think, how you see things, something in your life. Some of you all, this transformation has a lot to do with maybe you're just moving, maybe you're finding a new beautiful home. This looks like a castle here of sorts. So maybe you're purchasing a new home. Maybe you are purchasing some sort of real estate property. It could be your job that's changing, something like that. But there is some sort of significant change in your life. But you know what, Gemini? Of course, you're a mutable sign. You know how to adapt to this. I feel like you're going to talk your way through it, whether it's positive self-talk, encouragement, or other people who are encouraging you. And you're going to learn what you need to learn so you can apply something to your situation. You have balance here. So some level of balance is coming out in your life. This change is going to bring about balance, blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. Successful compromise, the power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance. Beautiful. So Gemini, whatever this transformation is, whatever this is that's happening in your life, some sort of significant change, it's going to bring about a level of balance that's very much needed. Okay. So if things have been sort of off in certain areas of your life, I feel like you're going to fix this. You're going to figure this out as you go along. But you know what I forgot to do, Gemini, because this is what I did for the other zodiac signs. I forgot to pull your oracle cards first. That's what I should have done. That's okay. Everything happens for a reason, right? You adapt to change. Okay, so the first card out is resilient. May your soul weather the storm. And you know what? This card speaks of transformation, you being able to deal with things as they come, you being resilient, right? So in the tarot deck, that resilient card really is like the Nine of Wands. A Sagittarius may be significant, or you could have significant Sagittarius placement. But it speaks of you being resilient and learning how to go with the flow in life, learning how to use change to your advantage, and learning how to use change to balance out something. Even though it's sometimes, because if you look at this picture here, there's work that needs to be done on the roof of this house, right? There's a lot of work that needs to be done. The roof can also represent your crown chakra, your way of thinking, your thoughts, learning how to process certain things so it doesn't damage the rest of the foundation in your life, right? And so for some of you all, you're actually just having work done on the roof, and it's a challenge because you're just like, you may have to move out, you may have to stay at a hotel. It may be just a lot of noise in your home if you're not moving into a hotel for a short amount of time. This also could just speak about the way you're changing your mind to balance out things in your life, being resilient and kind of going along with the flow. Then you have reflect. May you discern and distill. So there's a lesson here with this change, with you being resilient. It's teaching you how to sort of do the inner work, sort of reflect on how things used to be, how they are now, and how you see your future, right? So what it's going to take to bring about the best outcome in some sort of situation pertaining to you. And then you have love. May you dive deep into your passions. So you're going to figure out how to do this too, Gemini. You're going to figure out different people's love language, how people interact with you, right? How they express themselves. You're going to figure out your love language, the way that what makes you feel good, what's true to you, right? And what you are true to. And so that change that's coming, this may come with age. It could come suddenly. It could come just, at a gradual pace where you just have to deal with things. But whatever it is, it's going to teach you how to work with people, work with change, work with the circumstances, and work with your environment to bring about balance. Then you have the Lovers card here. Embrace true love and deep, intimate friendships. Make choices from the heart. Vibrant health or recovery from an illness. So some of you all may be, having to deal with a little bit of heartbreak here and there, having to deal with some things that were sort of, maybe you had the change had a lot to do with your relationships in life or something like that. But I do see you getting through this and you being resilient and you finding that even balance. You want people where you can learn their love language and they can learn yours. You want someone who can accept you for who you are as a person and that you feel comfortable with accepting. And so with this Lovers here, there may be a breakup of a relationship. This also could just be the change of, because this is your card, Gemini. If you notice that the Gemini sign is there, right here in the corner. Yeah. So this is your card, Gemini. And so with the Lovers card, you may even be building a better bond with someone that you're currently with. Maybe you're learning a little more about them and that's helping you all kind of just you're going through the changes in your relationship. You're learning to have balance with each other, clear communication, better understanding, building deeper bonds, becoming not only just lovers, but friends. You can love somebody without liking them. But I feel like you want to like the person who you love. And then you have Six of Wands here. Victory, wise choices that bring public recognition and success. Promotions, awards, and scholarships. Beautiful. So you're going to get some sort of major support here just because you're moving through this life and you're adapting to change in a very good way, Gemini. I do see a lot of support coming your way. I see a lot of people rooting you on. You're doing what's close to your heart. You're being real to yourself. Sometimes that realness isn't popular, though. Sometimes it takes a minute for people to sort of warm up to you, Sometimes because you can come off as being kind of cold by you being an air sign, even though you're a mutable sign. You can still come off as being kind of cold, even sort of icy, right? So, you put that cold air with a mutable sign. Mutable sign speaks of like all that water, that change, and it can turn into a icy energy, right? Or just a cold, brisk air. And so some people love that coldness because it's invigorating. But then some people are like, "Whoo, I need a coat, I need a shield from this." But I feel like you are learning to stand in your own right where you don't have to always change yourself just because things around you are changing, right? Some people are learning to adapt to your way of doing things, Then you have the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, dedicated, protective, apprehensive. Plan carefully before taking action, but then get going. Pay attention to the details. Wait for perfect timing. A guardian angel or someone who watches over you. Beautiful, Gemini. So it does look like you will be in the energy of planning at this time. You're going through some sort of significant change, but you're planning things. It's not like you're looking at a change as the end of everything. Even though Geminis represent the end of springtime, right? So it's like you're moving into some sort of energy where you're realizing that things may start to heat up just a little bit in your life. You may have that kind of energy, because I'm saying heat up because you're moving into like that. You move from spring where you have all those rainy days and sometimes it's sun, sometimes it's rain. But all of that rain has prepared the earth for the sun, for those hotter moments, right? So for those really hot summer days. And so this is what I feel like. I feel like you're planning for drought areas. So you may be increasing your savings account. So the next time you go through something that's sort of unexpected, you sort of have a financial cushion. You may be doing things where you're increasing your workout regimen. So, times when you need to be a little more physically strong, you're ready. So it's like you're in the planning phase right now. You're making some sort of transformation. You're changing yourself. This could be mentally, financially, physically, physically so you can prepare for something. And this is what's bringing balance to you at this time. The Hermit card, you seem to be doing it in solitude. I don't see you keeping everyone in the loop of some sort of what your plans are in your life. You kind of want to keep things sort of quiet, and you're only sharing information with just a number of people. But this is due to you focused on your goals. You don't want to, you kind of want people to see the ending result. You want people to be impressed with the ending result. You're not really caring about if they know the whole process until you know that that process is going to work out well for you. The Hermit card says time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. Shine your light as an example to others. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor, self-discovery. So something about you being a leader, something about you may not see yourself that way at this time. Maybe you're only seeing yourself as, oh, I'm just trying to get through this life. I'm just trying to, deal with certain changes, and I'm just trying to adapt to certain things. I'm trying to be resilient. I'm trying to do self-reflecting. I'm trying to have good relationships where I communicate well with people and get that communication back, get that good feedback, right? But I do feel like you're wise enough to know that certain things you need to just kind of keep to yourself until you're ready to present everything to the world, right? And whatever I feel like, whatever product this is, whether it's you're doing a physical regimen and then the next thing you know, people who haven't seen you in a long time, like, wow, you look good. Or you may be saving some money where you're ready to purchase a big ticket item down the road, and people are like, wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming, Or you may just be applying for a new job where people are kind of like, oh, okay, well, wow, But whatever it is, this change is well planned and thought out, right? I feel like you're only sharing this information with certain people. You have the Five of Pentacles here. Negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges, fear surrounding money. Reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for becoming self-employed. So there may, with this Lover's card and this Five of Pentacles here, there may be some sort of issue with a collaboration, but it's due to finances, right? So one thing you're going to kind of see, Gemini, is that you want people to be there with you when you're at your lowest and your finances aren't good. And you want people to be there with you when you're feeling amazing and the money is flowing in, right? So times in this life, sometimes you're going to make some bad investments. You're going to take some loss, right? Things are going to happen. And those are the moments where that you need to pay attention to the communication of others, how they view you, how the things that they say about your particular situation or investments. Are they giving you constructive feedback, or are they giving you, or are they just criticizing every little thing? And I kind of feel like this is where you're going to start to separate the meat from the bone, so to speak, in your life. It's kind of like you're going to, even though the bone has bone marrow in it, so you see the value in that. You also see the value in the meat, right? You see the value in both, but you're going to be able to separate them both and use them accordingly in your life. And I feel like that's applying to relationships. You're going to apply that to relationships. So it's like certain people, you're going to start to figure out where they fit in your life. Are they the bone, where they hold bone marrow for those leaner times in your life, people who you only deal with once in a blue moon, but they have value there? Or people who can give you that instant gratification. They're sort of meaty. They're right there. They're kind of right in the mix of things. They're sustainable, things like that. This is what I'm saying. So you're going to learn who's there for the long run and who isn't. Who's there, what is that saying? People come in your life for a season, a reason. Sometimes they're in there just temporarily, and you both get what you need from each other. And then sometimes people are in your life for the long run, for those leaner times. And you're going to see this, who's there for the right reasons. Wow. Then you have the Eight of Pentacles. Nice, Gemini. Learning all you can about a subject or a career, going back to school, taking a seminar or finding a mentor, attention to details, skilled work that you love. Okay, then we have that victory. You have the Six of Wands crowning that Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you something, Gemini, I see a lot of success with you. People can sleep on you all they want. This is what I feel like you need to stop worrying about. Sometimes I feel like you're too concerned about what people think of you. You don't even understand people hold you in a higher regard. They're more concerned about you, just like you're concerned about them. They're concerned about you too. They just are not the type to let on. And so you can be intimidating when you stand firm in your beliefs, when you start to show people that you're going to make it regardless of whether they support you or not. This is what this victory, this Six of Wands and this Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is what I mean by you separating the meat from the bone. This is exactly what I mean. You're going to figure out who really love you, who supports you in your lowest times, your darkest hours, focusing on that shadow side of your life. They know what the shadow side of your life is like. They know what your fears are. They don't use them against you. They still support you. They still love you. They still stick by your side and hold your hand. They're not afraid to support you publicly, even when you're at your lowest. You understand what I'm saying? And I do feel like, Gemini, you're getting to that point where you're like, you know what? I don't give a damn about what anybody else think. At this point, I'm trying to build authentic connections. This is what's leading you into victory. You're a mutable sign. You can become very cold with people, or you can be that warm breeze that they need. You could be that very cold winter, cold air. You bring about change. You really do. And you bring about this change through, you know how to make things change. You also know how to adapt to change. This is where you learning all you can about a subject or career, or, getting the knowledge you need. You may be taking up seminars or finding a mentor, someone who could really help you, help kind of like be your right hand person and lead you into these victories in life, and paying attention to detail in your, almost like mastering something. Wow. Then you have the King of Wands, motivational, inspiring, theatrical, ambitious. Take a leadership role, step into the spotlight, public speaking. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Communicate your vision. Don't be sensitive to criticism. And so that's one thing that I feel like is hard for you, Gemini. When people criticize you, you can take it personal, right? Sometimes you're going to have to learn to go with the flow and realize that some of this is, you're learning the difference between constructive criticism and criticism. Right? Sometimes people are giving you constructive criticism because they love you. They see that you have major potential. You've already overcome certain things. You're adaptable to change. You are resilient. You've done self-reflecting. You're smart. You want to be in that planning stage where you can plan for the unexpected, things like that. What is that saying? You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You understand what I'm saying? So people do hold you in a higher regard than what I think you even know. But I also feel like there are times when, if you are getting constructive criticism, you may perceive it as somebody's trying to put you down. But people who are usually, constructive criticism comes with a solution. That's what I've noticed in this life. Constructive criticism will come with a solution. So if there's a situation in your life where you're kind of like, okay, someone is giving me some sort of feedback, right? They're giving me feedback about a situation. It isn't something I really want to hear, but it's something I might need to hear. Usually that'll be followed up with a solution, right? Whereas criticism is just, you're wrong, you do everything wrong, you're never right, you make all these mistakes, da 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 da. But they can't give you healthy ways they're not giving you any sort of healthy ways of, or healthy ideas of solving these problems. And not only are they not giving you healthy solutions to solving the problems, it's just usually a rant, a lot of projection. And that's the difference between constructive criticism and just plain old criticism, right? And so I do feel like you stepping into a leadership role, you taking charge of something, being and letting the right things motivate you, is going to, you may wind up being into the spotlight. You may have to deal with some sort of public speaking role. That may even be a challenge for you. Some of you all will be stepping into leadership roles more often, where you'll be doing more public speaking more often, and you rule communication. So it explains that. So you may have to take on some sort of role where you have to speak in front of the public. This could be at your family events. This could be in your community. It could be on the internet, whatever. But I do feel like when you see people sort of criticizing you about certain things, don't always take it personal. Sometimes people do project how the things they're dishing out to you is how they really feel about themselves. Then you have the Page of Wands here. It says enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and patient. News of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar. Do things that fuel your passion. Finish what you start. So whatever this is, Gemini, that you're starting, finish it, okay? Go after it. Be optimistic. Believe in yourself. Plan some things. I see you're planning, but you're keeping everyone out of it. This is something that's going to balance your life. I feel like there are times in your life where you did let your right hand know what your left hand was doing. And people, if you don't know what that means, just put it in Google. Google will tell you what it means. But sometimes you've let your right hand know what your left hand was doing, and you've learned the mistake of communicating something too soon, or telling people your plans too soon. So I feel like with time, you have learned to adapt to keeping some things to yourself, and letting your actions and all of the after, like, everything that you've put into, you're letting something. It's almost like if you plan on making a homemade chili from scratch, right? And no one knows that this is, you're taking a change. You're like, oh my goodness, like, should I make this from scratch? Are people going to really like it? So I don't feel like you're telling anyone anything. You're just doing it and maybe surprising your family at an event, and everyone loves it. You never told them you were going to bring chili that you made from scratch, but they absolutely love it. So I finished like the final product, the final result is going to be amazing. And it's going to give you that encouragement to keep going, So do something. You're learning how to do things now without telling everybody your plans ahead of time. That way that you don't have to keep constantly changing everything and feeling in it. Because when you constantly change in front of a lot of people, you look insecure, and it makes people not really want to invest into you because you don't look like you have everything organized or planned out. So it's like you're learning to do things behind the scenes, and that's making you look more organized. It's so when the final product comes out, it's like, oh, then all of the mistakes you made along the way, it's up to you. You don't have to tell them about all the mistakes you made. You could tell them about certain ones, but then certain things you're learning to keep to yourself. Then you have the Justice card here. Be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. Try to see all sides of a situation. You will win if your position is one of integrity. So you may have a situation in your life where, remember I just said you're going to have people that are going to stick with you. Some people are sticking by your side just to see where you're going, just to see if they're going to benefit. Is it worth it? Sticking in there with you in the long run. Are they going to benefit from this? You know, how they're going to benefit from this, things like that, you know. And then you're going to have people that are like, I believe in you, so I'm going to stick with you whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad. There's a balance that's about to take place. And I feel like you're about to see something. You're about to figure out the people who are with you for because they have some sort of level of integrity, right? And they see you in that way as well, opposed to them just being with you just because they can get something, or they feel like, oh, okay, this Gemini is on their way up, let me ride their coattails, this, that, and the other. You're going to see that when you take dips in this life and people sort of make excuses not to come around, they make excuses to be angry with you, they make excuses to scatter, that those are people who are kind of shallow. You know, you may love them, you may want to you know, keep them by your side, but do you really want people by your side who are so, you know, off balance and shaky? You know, if you take a loss or a hit or something, you know, all of a sudden they can't really stick back there. They have a million and one excuses why they can't be by your side. I know I wouldn't want that. So I do feel like you're seeing something in a very just type way, you know? You're kind of seeing people for who they are at this time. And people don't realize you can be that, again, you can be that nice, cool breeze on a hot summer day that's very much needed, but you can also be that very cold type, uh, very cold breeze or very cold weather to where people feel like they have to take shelter from you, you know, where they kind of feel like, oh my goodness, this Gemini is very cold in their words, or they're cold in their actions, and I need some sort of warmth. But I feel like that communication and that understanding and adaptability to change is going to happen on both sides, not just from you, but also from them. Okay. And then the final card out for you, you have a lot of fire energy here. Fire sign may be significant in your life. It says, an amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. Now, so I see this as, this is the Ace of Wands here, right? And so you're in some sort of energy now where you're about to go after what you want, and you're not letting anybody or anything stop you. And I'm telling you, Gemini, I absolutely love this energy here. At the bottom of the deck, you have romantic, flirtatious, introspective, fickle, falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, a lack of balance in a relationship, situations or topics that make your heart flutter, a love of art or poetry. So I do see for some of you all, like I said, you're going to build some healthier relationships, deeper bonds. This could be with current people in your life, or it could be with people who you feel like it's time for you to kind of distance yourself from and build better relationships in other areas or something. But some sort of transformation will be taking place. I feel like you're planning, you're putting plans into place to beautify up your life and to step into a more leadership role at this time. And then it says free. May your soul sing freely. Yes, something is about to change for you where you're going to feel very happy about a significant change. You've had to be resilient through a lot, Gemini. You know, wanting to trust people around you. Yeah. Heard, may your brave call be carried on the wind. So some sort of change that happens in your life, it also affects people around you. It doesn't just affect you, but it affects people around you. And there is a balance that has to be taken at this time, that needs to be taken. Something need to be, you know, it needs to be made right at this time. Yeah. Your brave call, may your brave call be carried in the wind. And look, I said something about the wind. So it's like whatever you're putting out in that universe, that bravery, standing up, for yourself, taking that step, that leadership role, is changing people around you. It's changing the energy, the air. Something people can feel the energy in the air with you. Clear. May you see things as they are. Absolutely. I said you're about to separate the bone from the meat. You're about to see something clearly with people, relationships, things, people who abandon you at the slightest, fall in your life, and those who the relationship is off balance, as you're constantly having to give and they're constantly taking. You always got to go to them. They can never come to you, or they always are coming to you, and you're finding out that you need to reach out more. So you're about to make some sort of really significant change in your life and evaluate something on a deeper level, though. Play. May you seek out fun and connections. Yeah, so I feel like you're going to incorporate more fun into your life. It says victories here, so there may be some sort of exciting new event happening with you, Gemini, and where you're just feeling like you want to have a little more fun and just a good time with your family and friends. It says magic. May you flow with the divine. Yeah. So something that you're planning is going to seem like magic to everybody else, but you've been putting this into play. Maybe you're just doing it behind the scenes and you're kind of trusting your intuition and you're not speaking on it. You're just, like I said, you're getting ready so you don't have to get ready. Reveal. May openness lead to the connection. May openness lead you to connections. So with the Hermit card here, this is you spending a lot of time alone, going on that spiritual journey, that peaceful meditation, understanding what is being revealed to you. You're understanding things on a spiritual level. You're also understanding things in this realm. You're understanding a lot at this time in your life. Bliss. May you feel deeply and transcend. Yes, so I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be something that's a blessing in disguise. You're going to start to kind of get rid of the excess baggage. People who I feel like there's a time in your life where you're about to start dropping people. You're about to start kind of saying, you know what? I can kind of go with this alone. I really don't need you. This may bring about some sort of anger, or make people want to, they want to create a loss in your life because they feel like, oh, okay, you don't want to be bothered with me. But I kind of feel like you have some people around you who are only there so they can benefit from something, and I do feel like you're about to get to that point where the people who make you happy, those are the people you're going to be spending your time with more. The people who are only there so they can benefit, I kind of see you pushing them aside. They may not accept this change so well, but I do see you really reflecting upon you're using discernment and reflecting upon who you want to cross-pollinate with. If you give to somebody, is it reciprocated in a fair way? Or are they benefiting from it mostly, or something like that? Joy. May you pursue what lights you up. Absolutely. So you're studying Eight of Pentacles here. You're studying what you want. You're going after what lights you up, what makes you happy, what brings you inner joy. Some of you all are just in this transformation stage where, when you come out again, it's just going to be like, in a major way, big name, big lights, happiness, joy, real stability, real support system. So you're doing something behind the scenes that I feel like you're not letting everyone know about. And whatever it is, it's going to bring you a lot of joy. I like that, Gemini. I really like that. Ease. May it be effortless. Yep. So something that you're going to do publicly is going to it's like maybe you're practicing in behind the scenes. And so when you do it in front of everybody, this could be just as public speaking. Maybe you're public speaking to yourself in the mirror, or maybe you're doing something where you're learning how to do something behind closed doors. So when you do it in front of everybody, you just do it effortlessly. Balance. May you find equilibrium in motion. So you definitely we have balance. I see your confidence boosting too. I definitely see that. Something about your confidence is boosting. You have the Page of Wands here and you have this balance here. And then if you look on the water here, there's just a very small energy right there, almost like on a canoe, on this huge sea, one little, paddle, things like that. But you finding your balance in this world in an uneasy, it's something that isn't flat, something that constantly moves. You're finding your balance, some sort of adaptability and change. Stretch. May you extend your reach. Absolutely. Justice. Something is going to be made right and kind of stretch for you. I kind of feel like you're going to reach a lot of people. I do feel like something in your life is going to bring you a lot of happiness. I feel like it's going to invoke a lot of deep emotions. I do feel like you're going to get an immense amount of support. But it's due to you letting go of the excess baggage. People who are sort of just around to see where you're going, what's going on, to get what they can get, So I see you again reflecting on something. You've had to be resilient and you are looking at deeper connections, like your love connections in a deeper way. All right, Gemini, now we're going to pull one last card for you. This will be the end of your reading. Enough. May you be exactly as you are. Absolutely. Gemini, you're going to kind of see that you can stand on your own. Some people may want you to kind of feel like without them, you'll be nothing, or that you cannot stand on your own. And sometimes that do make you feel like an island. You kind of feel like, okay, you know what? I'm the only one who's thinking like this, and everybody else is kind of going against me, this, that, and the other. But you're standing your ground in a situation, and you're going to be chosen for something. There's an amazing opportunity. And so I feel like this is the opportunity for you to be bold and courageous and optimistic. Know that you deserve something that you're being given, or something that you're being chosen for. You are enough. You are more than enough. Maybe at times in your life you feel like you weren't, but you are. And so at the bottom of this deck, it says curious. May you open and explore. Whatever this is going to open you up to new areas of your life. If you've overcome one thing, you're going to realize you can overcome other things. That adaptability is going to increase in a major way, So again, sometimes you need to break down so you can have that major breakthrough in other areas of your life, Gemini. And this is what I see. So this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Take what applies to you, leave the rest. Okay. All right. So Gemini, we're going to move on to the next sign. Our next sign is Virgo. So we're going to move into a reading for my Virgos. Okay, so I'm sorry. So hold on. Virgo, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. And y'all love to pay attention to detail, Virgo. Virgo, you come at the end of summer when everything is sort of hot, dried out. You're moving into, the fall weather, when things start to finally cool off. So Virgo, you may have to deal with a number of droughts in your life, but also you've learned how to be fruitful and save up enough to make sure you get through those drought times, when things are sort of scarce. So you may be the type to save up a lot of money for the harder times to make sure you have some sort of level of stability, some sort of nest egg. You want to make sure you have enough. You beautify up areas of your life. So once you also may be very physically fit. So during the summertime, you feel amazing. You feel good about all that hard work you put in all year on working on your body. So when the summertime comes, you're like, yeah, you can show it off on the beach. And you just feel good about who you are. I feel like you have people who depend on you a lot. Because Virgo, you rule. Okay, so let's get into this reading. You're a Virgo. You rule the sixth house. Okay. And Virgo, so with the sixth house, with you ruling the sixth house, it represents your job, your responsibilities, your work habits, and your relationships, as well as your health, And that health is a number of things: mental health, physical health, financial health, relationship-wise with health. You always want to make sure that you have enough. You don't want to be in that situation where you have to depend on people. You don't mind certain people depending on you, but you don't even want people depending on you unless you really love them, But you want to make sure that you have enough. You have the Strength card leading. I did this. Hold on. So I'm going to leave that there, okay? A Leo may be significant in your life. Okay, but I did that with the Gemini where I actually pulled the tarot cards before I pulled the oracle cards. So I'm going to pull the oracle cards. Even though I shuffled them. I always got to shuffle them again just to get good mix-up and accuracy. Okay. Forgive. May you let it be. You may need to forgive a Leo at this time. Love. May you dive deep into your passions. And powerful. May you be as potent as the ocean. Okay. So, the Strength card, Leo energy. Personal power and assertiveness betrayed with kindness. Compassion that brings about forgiveness. Realizing that you're stronger than you knew. So, again, there's a situation in your life where you're being required to forgive. That forgiveness is a very hard thing to do depending on what you believe in, right? And so, or where you feel like you are in any sort of injustices that you feel like happened in your life, you may feel like it's hard. That's a very big challenge for you, Virgo, to forgive someone, especially if it has something to do with your status. Maybe you were demoted or you lost something. Someone, kind of made some sort of adjustment that affected you. And it could have made you feel like you were not as strong as you're used to being in some area, okay? You have release, endings that lead to new beginnings. The need to release situations or people that hold you back. Spiritual transformation. Yes, so this is an area of your life, something that you're going to have to let go of, you know? Again, this could be animosity due to some sort of demotion. This could be, you have the horn beeping out there, so that could be a confirmation, Virgo. But there's a sort of forgiveness that needs to take place. It's time for you to let go of some sort of anger, animosity, blame. You could have even got let go of in some sort of situation in your life, and you're sort of resentful because of that, okay? It says the Eight of Pentacles here, learning all you can about a subject or career, going back to school, taking a seminar, or finding a mentor, attention to detail, skilled work that you love. So you seem to have invested into something long term. And then Virgo, this is your card here, time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. Shine your light as an example to others. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor, self-discovery. So Virgo, whatever it is that you have had to let go of, whatever it is that bothered you, whatever you felt like you had to forgive, it's bringing about the ending of something. This could be the ending of energy, the ending of animosity. It's bringing about some sort of new beginning, right? The universe recognizes when we forgive people. The universe recognizes when we release negative energy from our spirit, right? And so when that energy is released, depending on what you're surrounding yourself with, this could be education, this could be learning something new, this could be finding some sort of mentor or becoming a mentor or something like that. But when you're replacing it with something that you truly love in your heart, it brings the inner peace that you seek. And so this is what the universe is recognizing, okay? So there is an area of your life that's calling for forgiveness. You have transformation, a significant life experience that requires changes to be made. Powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free from procrastination and releasing old belief systems. So this could be you having to get through something. It's almost like you were used to feeling a certain way. You were used to doing something a certain way. And that way it may be outdated at this time. You know, if you were used to, I'll use this as an example. If you were used to disliking someone because of something that happened years ago, decades ago, and it has become a normal part of your life to dislike that person, it's almost as if you're now understanding that this change is needed. You've changed so many other areas of your life, but that has stood still. You haven't budged on that, right? And so as a mutable sign, that's actually going against yourself. You're a mutable sign. You represent change. You represent adaptability, right? Being able to adapt to things. When it comes to your finances, you are adaptable. When it comes to other things in your life, possibly relationships, you can be adaptable, but you can also be stubborn, because that strength card can speak of someone who it's almost as if you can be stubborn in your way of thinking, but it can be a blessing or a curse. Okay? And so something is outdated and it needs to change. You're breaking free from some sort of procrastination. You're realizing that it needs to change. But it looks like you're realizing you have to do something out of love, in a loving way. This is beneficial to you. Then you have the Page of Cups, sensitive, open-hearted, and experienced, moody. Messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, a romantic encounter, social invitations, or events. Heightened psychic abilities. So at this time, you seem to be releasing something or people that hold you back. This could even be family related, right? This could be situations, maybe you had some sort of grudge against your family, or your family has held a grudge against you. And this could be some sort of outdated stuff. Oh my, something that got cobwebs on it that need to be laid to rest. It's just, uh, Virgo, if you're holding on to it, it has played such a significant role in your life. I feel like it has played a role more than what you realize in your personality, in how you move, in how you think. And you even have external forces that look at you as sort of immature because you won't let something go. But Virgo, I feel like that now hear me out, Virgo, because it doesn't mean that how you feel isn't justified. It could be very justified. Maybe you had a significant reason to feel this way, right? But how long are you going to hold on to it? What has it been? How has it benefited you by holding on to something that no longer serves you? Now, this could be on both sides. Maybe you're holding on to people because you're used to them, you're familiar with them. Almost become comfortable in chaos, complacent in chaos. You know deep down inside you have outgrown certain people in your life. You know that. But you stick around because what? You're used to them. This could be this could be your own family, or this could be people who you view as like family. You've been with them so daggone long, probably from childhood or either from your teenage years or your very early adult years, something. And you've outgrown them and all the nonsense that they've placed in your life. You've had to constantly be strong. You had to keep forgiving them over and over. Oh, wait a violin at. You had to keep forgiving them because they always come with a sob story, sad story. Sad, woe is me, eyeballs red because they crying all the time. Virgo, when does it get to that point where you say enough is enough? This is immature. I need to grow because I have allowed the situation to keep me stagnant. You've been strong in other areas of your life, but there's an area that you've allowed you've sort of relinquished your power. So forgiveness not only needs to take place externally, but forgiveness needs to take place internally. This is what I see. The Chariot card, rewards that come from hard work, successfully balancing many priorities at once, determination and willpower, public recognition. So your hard work is going to definitely pay off, Virgo. That Eight of Pentacles is actually your card too. So your hard work is going to pay off. You may be getting some sort of public recognition. This is due to you staying focused too. You may be getting a promotion on your job. You may be getting some sort of recognition throughout your family or even in your community. So I do see your hard work paying off, but it's due to you putting in you making the necessary change, adapting to things that happen. You saved up for the droughts, like how I said through the summer months. You have to save up, things kind of get dried out, it get very hot, things are, and so here we go into the fall. Now you're making sure you're in that preparation stage. You've put enough away to sustain you through certain areas of your life. And this is going to be a big payoff for you. You may be able to help your family a little more. You may be able to help if some sort of change is happening in your life. I feel like you have a nest egg to fall back on. Something like that. Yep, you have the Four of Pentacles here. Managing your resources wisely. Extremes and how you give and receive money, time, or emotions. Smart business decisions. Seeing things as black and white. Being charitable. So look at that, Virgo. Look at you. So you have not only, so there may be some sort of significant change to your finances. Again, some of you all may be losing a job, but you have so much saved up that you're still able to maintain your lifestyle until you're able to go back to school and take up another trade or get whatever else you need to get things off the ground for another area of your life, right? So it does look like you will be in that energy where you'll be showing that you can adapt to change well. Other people may not be able to do it. Maybe they didn't save up enough, but it looks like you did. You know, you have I see a number of nest eggs that you can fall back on. You may have not even told anyone about this with this Hermit card. That may be your little, you're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. So that may be your little secret, that you don't need to let everyone know what you have put away just for you. And so when hard times do come around, you're like, okay, everyone may be like, okay, well, what are we going to do? You may be like, we? Sure, I know what I'm going to do. I gotta know. What you mean, we? I don't speak French. We. I'm just, Virgo, I'm just playing with you, okay? All right, then you have the Five of Cups here, focusing on the negative, things not turning out the way you anticipated, forgiveness of self or others. Everything happens for a reason. Look for the hidden blessing. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I feel like something is happening in your life. And this change was something that may have been unexpected, that you have to be brave through, that you have to show forgiveness for. You have to sort of deal with something, maybe somebody flexed their personal power in a way that you were not prepared for. You weren't ready for, right? But it does look like it affected you in some sort of way. And so this looks like now you're in the energy of trying to release anyone in your life or anything that you feel like is really holding you back, any situations. You may be dealing with a spiritual transformation. You're changing on a spiritual level here. And it does look like there's a situation where you're learning something new about how you deal with change, how people deal with change. Are you prepared for change? If you weren't prepared, you moving forward, you will make sure that you are prepared, that something doesn't blindside you ever again. You have the King of Pentacles here, trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust. A situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, a charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. So to go from the Page of Cups to the King of Cups is a major change. That's like child to senior. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. You may even be releasing people that you knew in your childhood and that no longer serves you in your older years. You understand? That doesn't mean you're a senior with gray hair. That just means you're older than what you were. You're wiser. You're emotionally more mature. You want people on your side who are devoted to you, who are trustworthy. You're also, you want to be around people where you feel safe around them. And I feel like you have almost allowed yourself, or you have allowed people to outstay their welcome in your life. This could be in the friendship department. Maybe you've outstayed your welcome in certain areas. This could even be in your job. Your job, you should have been left a long time ago, but you're sticking there because it's familiar to you. The paycheck looks amazing. There's some sort of significant change that needs to take place. And you're going to realize that everything happens for a reason. I kind of feel like at first you're going to feel very sad about this, almost like devastated, but it's going to make you feel like, as time go on and you release the anger and, the feeling of, oh, this isn't fair. I feel like that's when you're going to kind of start looking at what you have left over. And that's when the gratitude is going to come in. Like, I'm grateful I did save for the harder times. Or moving forward, I will never put myself in this situation again. I'll make sure moving forward that I do save for the harder times because this was a lesson learned. Something like that. You have the Five of Wands here. Conflict with others caused by opposing opinions. Walk away from drama unless the situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. So you're going up against some heavy hitters here. You're going up against some people here who they can definitely change your life, you know? I'm gonna tell you something. I just heard pick your battles wisely. Okay. So you don't want to feel like a sore loser in a situation, right? So you may be, there's some sort of change coming about in your life. And it's how you deal with this change, Virgo, is going to be significant. It's going to be, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to how you deal with this change. It's either going to make you or it's going to break you. You understand what I'm saying? And I do feel like you do have something to fall back on. But I just kind of feel like you weren't expecting a change to happen. And so you do have some people who may be challenging you at this time. Conflict, you're trying to pick your battles wisely. Should you stand and fight for something, or should you just let it go? Because again, you're going against some people who are making you look at yourself. This could be people calling you out on something. Are they right? Are they wrong? Who knows? But how you respond matters the most, because this is what people are paying attention to. You have the Three of Wands here, planning for the long term, abundance from past choices, pride in the success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what's next. That's what I'm saying. So it's like now you're going to have to decide on what you want to do next. You know, because people aren't going to they're not going to coddle you. Something has happened, some sort of change is happening in your life. And I feel like you are dealing with people who are sort of they're pointing out what they see wrong with you. And this is I don't know whether you're firing them or they're firing you, or I don't know whether it's friendships that are breaking up or something is happening in your life. But I do feel like, because at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Six of Swords. So I do feel like you're having to leave this hard decision, this hard change behind and adapt to a new type of being or a new type of life now. It says the end of challenging times. Things are looking up. A welcome relief. Finding your way to a peaceful place. The end of depression or an illness. Travel or relocation. Okay, so now let's clarify all these cards, Virgo. Let's see what's coming out. So you're being required to forgive a situation, possibly forgive yourself. You may have somebody like really pointing out, a number of people really pointing out a lot of things, a lot of people who are competing against you or something. Some sort of situation has to change here. It says soothe. May you settle gently, even as the wave breaks above. So something is changing in your life, and it kind of feels chaotic at this time. You're trying to deal with this, you know? You may feel like everything around you is kind of going haywire, and you're just trying to remain calm and make sense of something. You may be looking at people around you like dealing with a lot of problems, and you're like, okay, do I want to get involved? You know? So there is something happening. I don't know what this is though. Receive, may you know you are worthy of the gift. So again, you're going to start to see that there are areas of your life or people in your life that no longer serve you. And that if you receive some sort of like, again, there may be something that's happening where there's a large change, right? And everybody's kind of like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You may be like, okay, I don't know what y'all want to do, but I know what I'm going to do. I have enough. Like, y'all didn't put up something for a rainy day. That's not my fault, right? So people may be upset with you because of that. Like, oh, you know, you made sure you had enough. But I kind of feel like they had the opportunity to make sure they had enough too. Maybe you weren't overspending the way they were. But it says, may you know you are worthy of the gift. So you will be getting some sort of gift of release. You know, sometimes we look at letting something go or being let go as a down thing, but sometimes it could be a blessing in disguise because it opens the door to something new, new connections, new environments, something like that. Reveal may open this lead to you to connections. I said that. Yeah. So you'll be connecting with your, if you keep an open mind about a situation, Virgo, I feel like it's going to open you up to new things. You're going to start to see something from a different way. You're going to look deeper into things where you can learn more about them, and it's going to help open your mind up to something. I feel like so I'll use this as an example. If you lose a job, right? And you have a significant amount of money put away, you may be saying, okay, why am I going back to go work for somebody else? I always wanted to start this level, this kind of business or that kind of business. So now I see you really saying, okay, now this is the opportunity to do it. Instead, it's like you're going to turn oranges into orange juice. You know, you're going to do something, lemons into lemonade. You're going to do something. You're going to see something that happened in a bitter way as an opportunity to open a new door or have some sort of significant change. This may take you forgiving someone. I do feel like a lot of eyes will be on you. You're going to have to rise up out of a situation like the Phoenix and deal with a lot of competitive energies. You may be doing something alone. I do feel like you did put a lot away for yourself, and people may be upset about that, like, why aren't you so worried about this change? But it's because you put enough away for you. Magic, may you flow with the divine. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you what I also see, what you have hidden, these hidden gifts, hidden energies, hidden thoughts, hidden finances, whatever, is you put it away just for you and your family. And so it's almost like I said, you're making lemonade out of lemons, and people may be trying to figure out how you pulled something off. If everyone else is going in, they're in panic mode, why are you so calm? It's because you know what you have to fall back on, but you're just not telling everyone. You're kind of remaining mute about a situation. You've saved up for some sort of rainy day. You got ready so you would not have to get ready. And I just said that in a Gemini reading, so a Gemini could be significant. Belonging, may you welcome yourself home. Yeah. So you will be going back to your roots. You will be going back to home. You will be, some of this is you're moving back with your mom, or, you know, something is going on. You may be connecting with your mother in some sort of way. You're going back to your roots with, you know, where you came from or something like that. This could also just be you're going back to a place that's familiar to you, where you started from, you know, something like that. You're staying true to yourself. Shine, may you be a lighthouse. So you will be a beacon of light for people. People will be looking at you as some sort of someone they can look up to, you know, something that I feel like people will be, you know, some of you all, your name will be in lights. You know, some of you all will be noticing, you'll be getting a shine that you feel like you deserve. Some of you all, this may be new to you. Some of you all, this is something that's going to kind of, it's almost like you're taking broken glass, melting it down, and creating something that is going to be beautiful, you know how it's like a beautiful work of art. You know how if you go to certain places, what is that, like stained glass? Like that. It's like you're going to take something that's broken and turn it into a beautiful work of art. Heard. May your brave call be carried on the wind. So I feel like you're about to call in the help that you need. You know, you may even be calling in hidden support that you know that no one knew you had. You know, you may be calling in people who you knew from a very long time ago, or you may be something that you're going deep within, and it's like you're making something big and seen and out there for everyone to see. It's like you want to be heard at this time. You want to reveal something. You want for the world to know something at this time. But again, listen to me, Virgo. Pick your battles wisely, because I do feel like if you do something on a grand scale, if you reveal something on a grand scale, oh my goodness, are you going to get the pushback that you weren't expecting? I kind of feel like it says you're going to get pushback from people who don't give up. So it could turn it could be an instant, maybe you're getting instant gratification, but you may feel like you're winning the fight, but are you prepared for a war? This is what I'm saying. This could even be within a lawsuit, because you're going up against very ambitious people who they're in it for the long run. They don't care where they go on for decades. They got the time, the resources, and the money. So do you really want to deplete yourself like that? That's why I'm saying pick your battles wisely, because it's going to get to a point where I kind of even feel like you're going to be like, is this worth it? Should I just walk away or something? So I don't know what this is. This may be a fire sign, may be significant here. A Cancer may be significant. A Virgo. Let me see. So maybe if you're being let go from a job, you may be thinking about suing them. But I feel like I'm gonna be in Virgo. I could be completely wrong. This may only apply to certain Virgos. Maybe it don't apply to all Virgos. But I feel like if you're being let go from a job, this job may have proof to show that you didn't do something right. And this is why they're fighting for the long road. They're like, okay, why are you fighting us when we know you're wrong? We can prove it over, and like they have something against you that they're willing to show to the public and put right back in your face. So that's why I'm saying pick your battles wisely, because I feel like there's an energy that you want to go up against. But is it worth all the drama? So if you're being let go from a job and you decide to go against this job, and you've had a nest egg put away, and you're figuring maybe I should start my own business, or maybe I should sue this job or something like that, the long road, the outcome of that may be you lose your finances to where you can't even start the business, because these people are in it. They're relentless. They're not giving up. They're like somebody feels like they have the money, the resources, and nothing to lose. So they're willing to fight you in so many different ways, from so many different angles. But you're gonna have to ask yourself, are you up for that kind of battle? Is it worth it? Yeah, because it says managing your resources wisely. So something is about to happen in the extreme. And then you have the Six of Swords over here. So it's like you're going to want to get away from challenging times. So that's why I'm saying there's a situation here that's coming up where you may need to think about it. Expansive, may you connect to the whole. See, so at this point, you're going to have to see the whole picture in a reason that something happened. You're going to have to look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your long-term finances, what you have right now. And are you willing to risk it all? Are you willing to lose everything? Is it worth it? Because then you have the Five of Cups here. The Five of Cups can speak of grief over loss, a significant loss. Reflect, may you discern and distill. So this is the time for you to use discernment. There's an area of your life where I do feel like forgiveness is going to have to take place. Forgive yourself, forgive people. Maybe you gave a lot to people because you were familiar with them. They were like family. You knew them forever, this, that, and the other. And, maybe they didn't pay you back and now you want to sue them. This person may be saying, okay, well, it was a gift. Why did you? So there's something in your life, or this could be you just gave a lot of your time to a company and out of the blue they decide to let you go. Maybe they're downsizing. Maybe they're trying to save money and they're downsizing. So there could be an area where you're just kind of frustrated with the process and you may be like, okay, but I'm going to sue you all. But this company may have lawyers that are like most companies do. They have lawyers that are in it for the long haul, and I kind of feel like this company may have even kept tabs on you through the years. So it's like if you came in late, they documented that. If you said that you was back from lunch, but really you were still at lunch, they have cameras to prove that. It's something that they're going to go up against you to win. They're going to use to go up against you to win. That I feel like you could have won by just walking away and taking your finances and investing them into maybe entrepreneurship or possibly another, going back to school, taking up another trade so you can get into another company or something like that. There's definitely an opportunity for you to win, just in a different way. But you're going to have to let go of the anger, forgiveness. You're a mutable sign. You can adapt to change. Curious, may you open and explore. This is going to cause you to become emotionally mature. At this time, you're going to open up your options and explore what your options are. Believe, may the sea deepen your faith. Yep. So yeah, I'm telling you, there's a sea of things going on. You're going to kind of feel like you have to walk out on faith because somebody is challenging you from all angles. I kind of feel like this is a battle for your I was about to say a battle for your life, but I kind of feel like it's like your livelihood. So this could be career related. Wands can speak of career, or business or something. So it's like, if you look at this looks like a maze, don't it? But it's something, I forgot what these are called. They're under the sea. They're living creatures, but I forgot what they're called though. It'll come back to me. But it looks like a maze, right? So this is what I'm saying. It's a lot of intricate detail. And there are barriers, a lot of barriers. It's just like a maze. Some are dead ends. And I feel like someone is going to keep making you run into a dead end until they kind of bleed you dry of your money. Keep bringing up things until you. So it's up to you. Again, I kind of feel like you need to pick your battles wisely. Beauty, may you perceive nature's artistry afresh. Beautiful. So I'm going to tell you something. Take what you have and make something beautiful out of it. This is an opportunity, Virgo, for you to take, again, lemons and turn them into lemonade. You can turn a ugly situation into something magical, beautiful, and expand your popularity, expand the way you see things, expand how people see you. You will have a lot of eyes on you. You want to reveal something on a public level, but it's not going to put you in the best light. It could even make you look bitter and then bring about a lot of almost like people coming out the woolworks to point out what you did wrong, to kind of make your character be questioned or something. It's like every time you, like I said, like a maze with a lot of dead ends. Every time you think you're getting out of something, here comes another dead end. So resilient, may your soul weather the storm. This is what I'm saying. Like, you're going to get through a situation because you are resilient. And it's all in how you deal with something in your life. Again, pick your battles wisely, because you're coming up against something that's very challenging at this time. And it's people are paying attention to how you're dealing with something. If you're smart enough to kind of, did you save enough for the hard times in life, or did you, kind of run through things and you don't have a nest egg put up? I think from what I see, it looks like you saved up plenty, but that may even be a challenge, because you may have people who didn't save up enough, and so they kind of feel like, you were being deceitful or something. It just looks like it's a lot going on, Virgo, but I see you being able to get through this in a very good way. But it's all about whatever decision you choose to make, and how you deal with this situation that's coming up. Okay, how you deal with the challenges in your life. Okay, Virgo, so that's the end of your reading. Let's get into the next mutable sign, Sagittarius. All right. And Sagittarius, you rule the 9th house. I want to just shuffle these cards here. All right, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, my Sagittarius. Expand. You rule the 9th house, Sagittarius. Okay. So the 9th house represents your spirituality, your religion, your morals, your higher education, your long distance travel. So Sagittarius, let's get into a reading for you as a mutable sign. You may love to travel, right? You may love to make sure that you have enough resources to do this. You could be the type of person where you have businesses in other countries, other states. You may have an online business where your business reach people in other countries or other states or something like that. Or you may be trying to expand your mind, your popularity as well. I see you as being assertive, going after what you want. You adapt to change well too. And this is why you do well in business. And again, when you're dealing with foreign trade or, foreign lands or something like that. Heard, may your brave call be carried on the wind. So you're making sure you're making your voice heard. So you're making sure you're kind of making yourself be seen. If you look, this wave is rising up. So you're the type, you want to be on top. You want to rise above the rest. And you want to make it a challenge for people to be able to come up to your level. It isn't easy to get to where you are in this life. You want things to be a challenge for others. You don't want to make it easy for them. You want them to work for where they are, for their position, because you feel like you had to. And so you use your voice to be heard. You use your status to be seen. Compassion, may you tend to the suffering. So Sagittarius, in some area of your life, sometimes you can get a little out of hand. You can be a little overwhelming to some people. And so this could be rooted in you having to fight so hard to get to the top. So you could become a little brutal when it comes to seeing other people suffering. You may be, or kind of cold, where you're like, okay, whatever. I had to deal with boiling water, so, and I made it through. I had to deal with steam. I made it through. So you can do it too. If you can't, then you don't deserve this battle. You don't deserve to be up here with me. But I feel like some of that is bitterness. And it's time for you to release that and have a little more compassion for people. Deal with your root suffering. Why you, just because you had to have it so hard, don't mean that you have to make it so hard for other people, okay? All right, imagine, may you look beyond what can be seen. So there are some areas of your life where you're going to have to look beyond some things. You're going to have to pay attention to some things in this life on a deeper level, okay? And have compassion for other people. That doesn't mean that you're weak. That doesn't mean that you're giving them an easy pass. Everybody don't always have your drive, everybody don't always have your connections, your tenacity. And I feel like the things you've had to endure in life, some of these things you shouldn't have had to go through. You had to be tough. You had to be strong because you had to, and everybody didn't have to go through those rough moments where they have all these scars, war scars that they can brag about. And, they survived all of this stuff. They survived the heavy, big waves in life and stuff, And so I kind of feel like as a mutable sign, you've learned to go with the flow. When things heated up, you showed your power and you heated up too. But I do feel like there's an area where you can imagine a more tranquil part of this life, that things don't have to be so hard. You're on top. You have to fight to stay on top. But there are moments where you feel like you want things to be a little more tranquil. And I feel like it can. Things don't have to be so hard. Everything doesn't have to be a battle. And I kind of feel like if you just in certain areas, I'm not talking about with everyone, in certain areas, use your discernment, use your intuition, because you make people want to be better. You make people want to change. You make people want to rise to the occasion. But I also feel like there are areas of your life, Sagittarius, where you can be a little more compassionate, okay? You have the Queen of Cups leading your reading. It says loving, compassionate, psychic, self-sacrificing, deep psychic insights, caring for others but forgetting to take care of yourself. Trust your intuition, a deep love of family and friends. Follow your heart. So the thing is this, Sagittarius, you love your family in a very deep way. They know you love them. They know that you'll do anything for them. I feel like you have sacrificed so much for them. You've even been in that self-sacrificing energy where you've put them first. You have been so brave. You faced these huge waves in this life. These huge waves, when they were coming to you, you faced them head on and did not budge. You had your chalice there. You didn't move your chair out the way. You were like, just bring it. Bring it. It's been bought. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like, Sagittarius, you have learned to adapt to the harsh moments in life. And it has earned you the right to sit on your throne. No one is questioning why you are sitting on the throne. And, did you have to fight to get to that point in your life? And, you're going to have people that's going to always have something to say. But I just kind of feel like you've been very giving to a lot of people in your life, and some of these people appreciate it and some don't. But you make people want to rise to the occasion, though. You have the Seven of Wands here. It says stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Have confidence. Challenge those in power, but also choose your battles wisely. So again, Sagittarius, you've been having to fight for your everything, every little pebble that you have obtained in this life. Sometimes the boundaries haven't even been clear. People felt like they wanted to power you at times, you know? And so times you've had to stand up and fight for what you believe in. Even if you had to stand alone and you had a number of people coming at you, things like that. But your confidence is at a very high level. And sometimes you even challenge people in power, people your higher ups. And I feel like that's just your nature, but it can also create enemies. It can also create people who are feeling like, okay, this was uncalled for. You just kind of went overboard, and you're being unnecessarily assertive or aggressive, and this situation didn't even call for that. But I feel like that's your way of getting to the top. That can be a blessing and a curse. Then you have the Eight of Cups here. The need to move on, seeking more from life than what you are experiencing, a spiritual quest. Choosing to make a big life change, a change in priorities, leaving home. And so at this time, you may be deciding to kind of turn your back on people who you feel like are challenging you, or everything has become a battle. You've had to face so much, you sacrifice so much, and maybe you feel unappreciated at this time. You could be very frustrated. You may be taking one last look back at this time. You may have a companion going with you, where you're walking away from something in your life, and you're trying to seek some sort of spiritual experience that is going to sort of quench your thirst in this life. And some sort of your priorities seem to be changing, a transformation here, a significant life experience that requires changes to be made, powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination and releasing old belief systems. So something that you're used to is about to change. This may be pertaining to your family life. This could be pertaining to your job. This could be pertaining to, it has something to do with an authoritative figure. Maybe you and someone who in your household were having a huge problem with who is the boss. And I feel like this is someone who you sacrificed a lot for. You fought battles for them and with them. And this may be it's like it's hard for you to accept that someone who you love so much is going up against you at this time. That's a hard pill to swallow when you kind of feel like this is someone who you protected or sacrificed a lot for. But if you look, and the reason I'm saying your home life, because this is like, you have this the roof and something is falling in, and if you have holes in the roof, water can come in and it'll break down the whole infrastructure. Some of you all need a roof repaired too. But it also looks like this is an area of your life where leaks are coming in. Things are coming in. New emotions are starting to leak into this foundation. The way you're seeing something is different. You realize something needs to change at this time. You have the World card here, a brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishments and spiritual enlightenment, freedom to do whatever you want. Be proud of yourself. So at this time, I feel like you face so much. You've had compassion for a lot of people. Maybe people weren't so compassionate to you in your past. And so that caused you to build a very strong exterior where you've always had to show a lot of bravery and be aggressive, even in times where you didn't have to be aggressive. And you expect for other people to be that way. This has gotten you a lot of popularity and looked at in a very good way. And, a lot of people singing your praises, and even the angels love the fact that you're brave, love the fact that you go after what you want. And, but there's about to come a time in your life, Sagittarius, where you're going to have to show compassion to a situation. Okay. Wow. You have the World card and the Sun card here. Something that you're going to, it looks like you're going to make the right decision in a situation. I feel like you're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to speak your piece. You're going to tell someone how you got to where you are. Nothing was easy. You had to fight for every single dollar, every piece of popularity, every single, compliment, everything. You had people coming at you from so many different directions, but you still stood the course, and that's how you got to where you are. But for this world card and the sun card to come out together, that's major success. That's almost success on a worldly level. So you may be, oh, you could be famous. I don't know if any famous people watch my daggone channel, but you could be famous. And if you do watch my channel, I need you to give me a shout out on my channel. Appreciate it. But you're also being encouraged to be compassionate. You know, be compassionate with yourself. Show yourself some sort of compassion. Maybe you need to look at that child within you who was suffering a lot. You know, that child who didn't get the hugs when you needed it, or the compliments, or the support, or you know, maybe you were a child that had to deal with divorce. Maybe you were a child in a single parent household. Maybe you were a child, there was something that happened in your life. There's some sort of trauma from your past that you need to tend to, even though that was your, it's almost like that's the fire up under you. That trauma, you use that trauma as fire up under you to fuel your level of success. But it's time to deal with the trauma. That's what it is. Wow, you have the King of Cups here. Trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious. Someone you can completely trust. A situation that is safe. A solid romantic relationship. Hidden but well-intentioned emotions. A charitable benefactor. Seeing a counselor. So some of you are maybe going through marriage counseling at this time. Maybe you feel like you need to separate so you can kind of like, you know, kind of make the home not such a place of bad memories. You don't want to create a bunch of bad memories in a home that you share with someone who you built a lot of past memories with, right? So some of you all may be going through marriage counseling or relationship counseling. But then some of you all are seeking counseling because you want to be a better person. You want to deal with these issues from your past. You want to deal with issues in your life. You want to be emotionally mature, you know, and intelligent. You want to be that person where people can trust. Maybe you've had to burn some bridges just to get to the top because that's what you are used to. You're like, okay, if it's almost like if you're in the, you want to be the last man standing, you want to be, or the last woman standing, you want to be that person where it's survival of the fittest. So maybe that's the environment that you come from, and you've applied that to so many areas of your life. Is brought you success, but it is also burnt bridges, and it's almost like you don't know when to turn it off, you know, that everything, every relationship doesn't have to be a battle, like, you know, like how it used to be. And so this has come with maturity. This self-evaluation, this self-reflection has come with maturity. You want to be seen as a trustworthy person, and, you know, your success, you worked very hard to get there. But I just kind of feel like you have people questioning how you got there. And they may be speaking of the bridges you burned, or the people you stepped on, or whatever. And so that could be very true, Sagittarius. Maybe you did burn bridges. Maybe you did step on people to get to the top, you know. But I do see you wanting to heal something. You could have did that because subconsciously you just felt like you always had to be, you know, it's like a mother dog having her puppies on the street. The strongest puppies survive. You know, they will hurt their siblings just so they can have enough milk and enough food. They learn those defensive protective survival skills very early out the womb, because they're it's like a stray dog, you know, they're out in the street, so they have to survive a lot harsher and harsher conditions opposed to a dog having a baby in a home that's well protected, provided for, you know, plenty of food, plenty of shelter, warmness, you know, the mom's getting enough food, so the puppies are getting enough food. Whereas a dog out in the street, a stray dog, they have to, it's survival of the fittest, you know. And I kind of feel like you've applied this again to areas of your life, and it has brought you much success, but you are dealing with some, like, why you got to this point, to the point where you don't know how to turn that off. You know, you're in a good place, so you don't always have to be in that survival of the fittest energy all the time. It has even caused relationships to break down in your life, possibly even with family members or people who you truly love. You never intended to hurt them. You have the Knight of Swords here. Decisive, focused, driven, defensive, events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. Sudden or unexpected change. Review your options carefully. Yep. So you're about to start seeing something from a different perspective. And this may come from you getting counseling from someone or therapy from someone, an outside source, someone who isn't emotionally invested into you. You know what I mean? They don't have an emotional attachment to you or your family or your situation. They can just look at things from a logical standpoint and give you their best perception of what you can do or the best advice that they can give pertaining to how you can deal with a situation. This is going to kind of open your mind too, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you're very successful, you could have had a lot of yes people around you. So this is a person who isn't a yes person. They're going to tell you things you don't want to hear. They're going to give you that constructive criticism, you know, and they're also going to give you a solution to the problem. It's just not putting you down, things like that, but they're going to give you some solutions or healthy ways that you can get through this situation where you're not making these kind of, it's like you're not putting yourself in situations where you always have to be overly aggressive and making these kind of mistakes again. So something is going to open your mind up. But you know what I see, Sagittarius? It's because you have been acknowledging something needs to change. Maybe you got into an argument with someone and they said something and it was thought invoking. It may have hurt, it may have been, said in the heat of the moment, but it was also enlightening to the point it made you want to, kind of dig deeper into, damn, was it any truth to what they said? Like that. That's what I see. That's what I see. Okay. Then we have the Six of Cups here. Childhood. Revisiting old dreams or plans, embracing the inner child. The return of people or romances from your past. Romanticizing how things used to be. Queen of Pentacles here. I'm just going to pull the rest of these, okay, Sagittarius, so we can kind of go ahead and get through your reading. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Wands here. So you have a lot of power. You have all these queens out here. You have the king out here. You have major powerful energy, right? And so you're learning to be compassionate. You're learning to be practical, even generous, but you're also brilliant and talented and independent. You may be very materialistic where you've obtained a lot because you love making sure you look good and your family look good, your loved ones look good, right? But this was like a gift and a curse, and it didn't come easy. Again, survival of the fittest, and you just don't know how to turn that off, right? So this has definitely been a problem in your life as well. The success has not come with its downsides, its dark sides, the shadow side, And so you believe in yourself and you believe that there's nothing that you cannot do. You don't underestimate yourself either. You believe that you can make whatever dreams that you have for yourself come true. And you've been trying to have some sort of even balance between your family life and your career life. And so I do see you have made people around you comfortable financially with your finances that you've obtained. You've made people feel very comfortable. You may have a beautiful home. You may have a beautiful body. You may have, you may spoil children, or, you spoil your family members or something like that. But you can also come across as so mean at times, And as much as you love people and they love you, I kind of feel like that old you it rears its ugly head sometimes. That you who was that puppy who had to be the survival of the fittest to survive, it rears its head, but with your loved ones though. This could have invoked an argument. Maybe it is something about the children. Maybe you said something to your children, or you got into it with your children, the other child's parent or something. But this is, I see you have in your heart, you have so much compassion and love for this person, and you've sacrificed so much for them. And you did not care if the world saw how much you gave to them. You just wanted to, just show them so much love. And so I kind of feel like with this energy here, you're trying to see where things went wrong, And you have the Seven of Pentacles here. And this is seeds well planned, efforts and investments that will be rewarded in the future. The need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future, and unnecessary worry. You're trying to deal with the situation in a mature way. And it does look like you're trying to distract yourself. Maybe you're throwing yourself into work at this time so you don't have to deal with family issues or something. But you also may be seeking counseling. And I feel like something was said and it was thought invoking. So you may just be like, okay, maybe I need to pay attention to that. Or maybe there was some truth in those words that were spoken in the heat of the moment. Okay, so Sagittarius, I'm going to take all these cards that fell out. Some of you all, again, you have businesses in other countries. Maybe you're a workaholic. This could be part of the issue with the family. Maybe your family feel like they don't see you enough. Maybe your money is more into, you have all this money and you provided all this very nice life, but your family want more of your time. You have release. May you lay down your burdens. Yeah, there's someone wants, I feel like you want to kind of lay down a hatchet. You want to wave the white flag at this time, and you want them to wave the white flag. You want both of you all to surrender. You want somebody to want to put this to rest just as much as you do at this time. You're tired of the rockiness and your connection keep hitting up against these rocks. I just heard it's not much more I can take. So there may be an area of your life where you just kind of feel like I've sacrificed so much. It's not, so I can't take any more of this, Clear. May you see things as they are. Yeah. So there's an area of your life where you're going to have to start to see something as it really is. Maybe it's your workaholic. You've been giving too much, or maybe you've been putting money over your family, or it's something that's happening. Maybe you're even with family they constantly beg you, and you had to make it clear that you cannot do things for them. And this could have caused a major argument. Somebody could have accused you of loving money more than you love people, or something like that. Balance. May you find equilibrium in motion. As you can see, this balance here, it's like someone balancing on water in a kayak with one, they have just one paddle. Some of you all are going on some sort of vacation where there's a lot of water. You may be trying to build your core. Maybe you're doing this in water. You may be standing up on a boat so you can get your balance and learn to keep your balance. You're doing a lot of core. That's from, some people believe your core, your sacral chakra is your first brain. And so when your core is strong, it radiates through the rest of your body. So some of you all are dealing with some balancing things. You're also trying to balance out things in your life, the sea of emotions that you have, understanding when you need to be aggressive and when it's okay to kind of be vulnerable, with the people who you love. Then you have decide. May you navigate with purpose. So you're going to have to decide what path you want to move on. You're going to have to decide what side of the fence you want to be on, where you want to be, what things should look like, right? And this is you're going to get some help with making this decision. Sometimes you feel limited. You could feel like you have barriers in certain ways, and those barriers invoke that childhood trauma of feeling like survival of the fittest. When you see a barrier, you feel like someone's trying to stop you or limit you, and that's when you go into that attack mode. And unfortunately, I kind of feel like this has even flowed over. Not only it happened in your work life, which you could have a great work reputation of not to be played with, but this could have also flowed over into your family life, where it's kind of like, you know what, that's not okay. Believe, may the seed deepen your faith. So have faith that everything is going to work out at this time. If you're putting in the necessary effort, Sagittarius, have faith and believe that everything is going to work out. The sunlight is going to reach deeper below the waves and shine the light on the darker areas of your life, the shadow side of things. Sometimes those shadow sides are things that we need to see. We need to see in depth. Clarity needs to be brought out. Something that's hidden the light needs to be shined on it, so you can see the root cause of something. Maybe you feel like you've been going through a lot of areas of your life where you felt like it was dead ends, and this has led you to sort of bust through those walls instead of keep trying to figure out the right pathway. Some of you all have become trailblazers, and you're respected because of this, but then in other ways it's kind of like, it's almost like you push boundaries that should not be pushed too, but that's how people can perceive you. Journey, may you seek adventure. So some of you all just need a damn good vacation for real. You may be some of you all may be going to see the pyramids. Some of you all may be traveling the Mediterranean Sea. You're taking some sort of vacation or seeing something on a deeper level. Some of you all will also be traveling like with a male figure, a masculine figure. Some of you all may be digging deeper into your father's heritage, their past, where their origins are from. You may find that your father is from another, like maybe your father was born in one country, but their parents, or one of their parents was born in another country. So you may be visiting that other country to learn a little more about your roots, something like that. Love, may you dive deep into your passions. Yeah. So you're going to find out the things that make you happy in this life. Some sort of journey is it's going to help you mature. It really is. It's going to help you mature in a lot of ways. And, I kind of feel like with this journey you're going on, when people encounter you after this, it's like they're going to see a change in you, some sort of level of peace that's taking over you, inner peace, something that money can't buy, something that you're going to realize you don't have to be in that energy with your family or your loved ones where it's survival of the fittest. You can apply that to your career, but with your loved ones, you know how to turn it off. Powerful. May you be seen as potent as the ocean. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I feel. I feel like some of you all are not to be played with. Career-wise, people, you have built some sort of major reputation up for yourself. You're standing up for yourself. You think logically. You try to outsmart people. You strategize. And this has worked for you. So some of you all are seen as powerful. You could be overwhelming to some people, intimidating. It's like people either going to roll with you or they'll get rolled over. Something like that. Forgive, may you let it be. Yeah, there's an area, something that it has to be forgiven. This could be from someone from your childhood, could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But it's time for you to forgive an energy here. This could be your child or someone who you have a child with. It's time for you to let something go. It's time for you to release it. It's time for you to see something on a deeper level. It's beyond you. It's beyond you, Sagittarius. And then courageous. May each breaking wave build your courage. Yes. So we only need two more, and then your reading will be over, Sagittarius. I feel like some of you all may have businesses in numerous states or countries, or you may just have a internet business where you reach a lot of people or something like that. You're well respected. You're looked at as powerful in whatever career field you're in. It may cause you to travel a lot. But then some of you all, it's something going on. I feel like it's a balance between your personal life and your career. And shine, may you be a lighthouse. So, and some of you all are actually building, I want to say, a greenhouse opposed to a lighthouse. Some of you all may be building a greenhouse where you're planting your own vegetables and your own certain plants, maybe healing plants. I see a lot of stained glass here, something with stained glass. Maybe you're doing art work, or you're doing something, but you're planting seeds. You just want things to be beautiful in your life. You want to have your own little sanctuary where you can sort of go meditate, be at peace, be alone, think through things, process things, tap deeper into the things that help you shine. You know what I mean? Like, not just shine flashy wise, like material wise, but energetically, vibrate on that high vibration and things like that. And this is what I see. You're taking your time to invest into things like that. And then one last card, Sagittarius, and that will be the end of your reading. And Sagittarius, you come at the end of fall, so right before winter. So with fall, you move from that summer into fall, the nice cool breeze, and you could be seen as a cool breeze. You make things comfortable in people's life, and you're kind of like, you're the type that prepare for the cold days, things like that, right? Present, may you sense each shiver of the surf. Yeah. So with this, you're learning to be present in the moment. I feel like there are times where you may be around your family, but you're still working. You're looking at your phone, you're on the computer, you're taking calls, all this stuff, right? So it's like you're learning, even if you're invited to something, it's like you're physically there, but your mind is somewhere else, right? So I feel like you're learning to be more present in the moment. Because when you're around your family and you're still working, they feel second. They feel like they're not important. So free, may your soul sing freely. So I feel like just prioritizing things will help this situation, and sometimes you may have to break away from your family, get deeper into something, go into counseling, and then kind of get somebody who isn't emotionally invested. They don't care about your financial status unless it's, you have to pay your therapist bill. But just someone who is really focused on helping you be your best self, and there's no sort of like ulterior motives. They're just telling you the truth about how you need to start putting your family first and be in that moment. Put your cell phone down when you're with your family. Those times around the dinner table, no cell phones are allowed. Everybody is talking. How was your day? What's going on? If you're in with your significant other, take that time just for you and them, away from the children or away from the child. Just little things like that matter the most. Taking time with your parents, with no one else there, just you and your parents, and just taking time to laugh and talk about things, even taking a vacation by yourself with no one, is very important, just to connect with yourself. And having that even balance in your life and creating that, Sagittarius. I feel like you're on the right path, and but you have applied some old ways of being to other areas of your life, and it may have caused a lot of problems. And so I feel like you're going to be working on that. So that's the end of your reading. Okay. Last but not least of the mutable signs is Pisces. So Pisces, you are a mutable sign. You are you come at the end of winter, moving into that spring energy. You bring that change from winter into spring. Okay, those cold months, and when things are defrosting and things are kind of cold and hard and still, but you flow into that spring energy. Where new life starts. Now, you're the 12th sign in the zodiac sign, right? Meaning that you've already been through these cycles with you've already been every other zodiac sign, So you're mutable. You are the sign that can relate to all the other zodiac signs in different ways because you've already been there and done that, so to speak. So you rule the 12th house, and that 12th house can rule karmic relationships, karma. You are people's karma, and you come across a lot of karmics in your life. It's like when people treat you very well, a lot of blessings come in their life, but when they don't, oh boy. And vice versa, right? You could be seen as sensitive, intuitive, psychic, very in tune with your emotions. A lot of introspective work. Your ruling planet is Neptune. So that Neptune rules illusions and, psychic abilities and that fantasy world and all of that, okay? All right, so like I said, you're a Pisces. You're a Pisces. And you rule the 12th house. And the 12th house is your inner self, right? Your dreams, your secrets, the past, subconsciousness, and karma. So a lot of Pisces will talk about the past because they've experienced a lot of past lives. They've experienced the Aries lives. They've experienced Taurus and Gemini and Cancer, Leos, and Virgos, and Libras, and Scorpios, and Sagittarius, and Capricorns, and Aquarius. They've been all of that. So you can talk about the past in a specific way because you've experienced it. And you, again, like I said, you come across a lot of karmics in this life. And so you can be people's karma. They can also be yours. All right. Joy. May you pursue what lights you up. Absolutely. So you may have some sort of happy event happening in your life. Belonging. May you welcome yourself home. Nice. And resilient. May your soul weather the storm. Okay, so let's get into what your reading is about, Pisces. So at this time, you may be looking at the things that make you happy in your life, the things that bring about joy, you know. If I do see you making a conscious effort to put yourself in the best situations, right? And so whereas maybe you kind of was letting life happen to you, so it does look like you may be taking control over your life and going to where you feel like you belong, your roots, what makes you happy at your core, right? And with this resilient, you have been very resilient through a lot of things, especially facing a lot of karmics in your life. You've had to deal with a lot. Some of you all are trying to align your chakras so you can be in balance, so you can feel in balance, not in balance, but so you can feel like everything is balanced in your life. The Knight of Wands is here, passionate, confident, charismatic, restless. Events requiring immediate change. Trust your instincts. Stay focused. A passionate relationship. So there's an area of your life that's bringing you joy and you have a lot of passion with it. This could be job related. It could be a business. It could be something, because wands can speak of like whatever it is that you're passionate about. It could be love. But whatever it is, you're looking at what brings you joy. You may be getting some good news in, because it says news worth celebrating. Joyful announcements like engagements, weddings, pregnancies, or graduations. A time for gratitude. Close communities or chosen families. Nice. So you may be getting some sort of good news in. Oh, wow. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. Generous, practical, gracious, materialistic. The ability to make anything more beautiful, a love of family and home, be practical about how you proceed, a love of art and beauty, a sensible approach. Wise counselor, unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust the answers will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which is best for you. So look at that, Pisces. That's amazing. Like you're going after something in a passionate way. Some good news will be coming in. This may create a lot of stability and I like financial stability in your life at this time. This also, you may be getting some sort of makeover. Maybe you're increasing your wardrobe, or you may be having repairs done to your house to make your house look nicer. Some of you all are buying new furniture, or you may just be investing into something to beautify up that area of your life. This could be business. This could be career. You may get some good news about your business or your career. You also may get a mentor, somebody who can give you wise counsel on how you to deal with this change, or how you can continue to move forward. Some of you all, this is Taurus energy with this wise counsel. This is like that Hierophant. So there's some sort of unity taking place at this time. Oh, wow. You have the 10 of Cups here. A happy marriage, happily ever after, emotional contentment, a loving relationship with your children, raising children wisely and successfully, people you can trust. So there is going to be an area of your life where you're going to start being around people who you know you can trust. You may be building a better connection with your children. You may be building a beautiful home with your children. You may be purchasing a home for you and your children to live in as well. And this may come very quickly. Some sort of change may come quickly, right? And so you're going to have to trust your instincts. Maybe you're looking at numerous houses. Some of you all are buying houses close to the water or something like that. You may even be relocating to another state, city, or town that's closer to water. But it does look like whatever you're doing, this is something you've been trying to manifest for a long time. An unwise choice, there's a better way that will make you happier. Avoid people who lack integrity or have questionable motives. So, you may get some sort of windfall or something happening in your life that makes you feel good, right? But I do feel like you need to kind of keep this under wraps. Watch who you share this information with. You may have some sort of celebration happening in your life, but then you may also, that may attract like people with questionable motives to you, okay? You have the Page of Wands here, enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and patient. News of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar. Do things that fuel your passion. Finish what you start. So, whatever this is that you're starting has the potential to really take things to the next level. And I do feel like you're going to make some sort of new investment into something that's going to be very good for you. So, again, this you may be getting repairs done at your home. You could be purchasing a new home. But I also feel like you need to, if you're purchasing a new home, get a real estate lawyer who is looking out for you in your best interest. You know, you may not want to move so fast with something. Take your time. Because I do feel like if you move too fast, there may be some people who take advantage of how fast you want to get into something, and it could be more beneficial to them than you. Okay. And so I do feel like at this time you need to make sure, or like look at your different options, take the time, don't rush into anything. If you're currently renting or you're in an apartment or something, I feel like you need to really take your time to look at things. If it takes 8 months, if it takes a year, do what you have to do. I feel like, some of the places that you may look at may be beautiful. But I don't feel like you should rush into it. I feel like you should really take the time to compare things. Get the counseling that you need. You have the Wheel of Fortune, a fresh new start or the end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, travel or a new vehicle. Beautiful. Okay. And so some of you all may be purchasing a new car as well. And I do feel like if you do purchase a new car, make sure you get the information that you need so you're not overpaying, in a situation. But whatever some sort of change is happening in your life, if something was held up, it's about to start moving forward in an unexpected way. You're not going to be expecting something to move forward the way that it is. You have the Page of Pentacles here, scholarly, cheerful, dependable, mischievous. Time to get to work. An excellent opportunity presents itself. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships. A new area of study. So again, some of you all, some sort of change is coming in quickly. And I feel like this is going to be almost like a dream come true, something that you envisioned, something that you really wanted, but it is going to require you to get more information or dig deeper or learn more about it. So I'm not sure what that is. Wow. A windfall of abundance, wise counsel, or good fortune. An exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or a vehicle. I just said this, but make sure whatever you do, make sure you get the information that you need, because some of you all will be purchasing a new home or a new vehicle, but I feel like you should take your time with this. Learn everything you need to learn, because there may be a crook around you, somebody who's trying to get more out of you than what they should be getting, The end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both. The opportunity for new happiness, a weight off your shoulders. The end of an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. Yep. So it looks like some of you all will be relocating or moving. You're going to be I almost feel like you're going to get something or some sort of change that comes. And I said this in another reading, something is going to be like a blessing in disguise to you. And I do feel like you may be kind of upset. It may be an inconvenience when this change happened. That may be that where I see the upset information, where you're kind of sad. So just say, okay, so just say if you're working a job, right? You like where you're working, but now you're being promoted, but it requires for you to move. The pay is better, you're getting the training you need, you're getting all this kind of stuff, but it requires you to move. So you may be kind of sad that you have to move, even though you're going to like it. But I do feel like you need to look over the contract in detail before you sign anything, because it does look like there's some sort of sneakiness behind something. So maybe this is an opportunity for you to get a signing bonus, and someone know that you should get a signing bonus, but they're keeping that portion from you. Somebody may want to see if you're going to take something without asking for a signing bonus. Will you take on more responsibility? Here, we'll pay you this amount, but you may be like, okay, well, I'll take it, but this is required for me to take it. So I do feel like you're in the position where you can kind of call the shots. And that's just an example. Like, that's just business wise or career wise. But if it's something that is real estate related, I do feel like you should get a lawyer involved to kind of look over the paperwork to make sure you're not getting taken advantage of. And the sadness may come from, maybe you're in an area where you love, it may be familiar to you. And the fact that you have to move may make you feel kind of sad. But I feel like when you move, you have the Queen of Pentacles here, and you have this page here. Eventually, you're going to feel happy about this. It's like you're going to settle in very well. You're going to start to see the good in some sort of change in your life. Renewal, yep. And then you have reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to heal and head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. Yep. So, and that's the sign of Pluto there. So Scorpio may be significant. Then this wheel is the Jupiter sign here. So, and Jupiter speaks of expansion and prosperity. Yeah, so it's like you're going to have to let something go and put an ending to something. But this new thing that's happening is amazing for you. I feel like you're going to really, really like this, Okay, now, at the bottom of the deck, you have learning all you can about a subject or a career, going back to school, taking a seminar or finding a mentor, attention to detail, skilled work that you love. Yep. So you're definitely getting some sort of upgrade in your knowledge in some sort of area of your life. So I feel like this is going to work out for you, and the opportunity is going to come in fast, kind of help improve your life in some way, some sort of significant change. I feel like this is like a windfall coming in, but you really need to pay attention to the type of people who you're around, because there is someone who is sort of trying to either cheat you out of some money or looking at you as some sort of like ATM machine or something. I don't know, Okay, let's see. Heard, may your brave call be carried on the wind. So you have some opportunities coming in very fast. It's going to change your status in some way. I feel like it's going to elevate you. It's going to give you your power or something is going to be increased. Your voice will be heard more. Some sort of status will be changing. Soothe. May you settle gently as the wave breaks above. So you're going to be celebrating something in your life, but I feel like it's going to come at a disadvantage. Now, this sneakiness could come from someone who was keeping something from you, or being, this Five of Swords here. Someone may be kind of having to deal with something that they took from you. You know what I'm saying? Thought that they were going to get away with something, and they may be upset about you winning something. So this could be a court case, something that they tried to steal from you. This could be just someone in your life where you're finding out that they were taking something, and then you get back, you may be getting back way more than what they took. There is an area of your life where you're going to have some sort of celebration, and I feel like somebody is going to have to pay for being very sneaky and having their integrity is going to be in question, and they had questionable motives pertaining to you and something about finances. So I kind of feel like while you're celebrating, someone else is having to deal with their choices. Courageous. May each breaking wave build your courage. So you're going to feel more confident in what you're doing. You've had breakthroughs in your life. You're having some sort of breakthrough, and this is building your courage. Your confidence is building due to these sort of breakthroughs, and your status increasing, your popularity increasing, your finances increasing. So your support level increasing. What you can do for your family, is becoming more powerful or something. So some sort of breakthrough is definitely happening in your life, Pisces, and I feel like this is a good thing. I really feel like this is a really good thing. Gratitude. May you honor all that you receive. Nice. So you're going to be grateful for the sun shining on you and things being given to you at this time. You're going to be grateful for what you already have. And I feel like that energy, being in the energy of gratitude, being grateful for what you already have, is attracting even more. You're going to get some sort of wise counsel in some area of your life that's going to help you with some things. You're going to be grateful for this beautiful sort of energy that you're in now, that you're moving into. These breakthroughs. Alive. May you delight in vitality. Yeah, so something is just amazing. Something, your dreams are coming to life. You have the 10 of Cups here, and then you have alive. So it's like your dreams are coming to light. Something you were trying to imagine and manifest is actually happening finally. Imagine. May you look beyond what can be seen. Yeah. So remember I said look deeper into something, because you have a sneaky person trying to get away with something. Look deeper into it. Trust your intuition pertaining to a situation. Use discernment. Curious. May you open and explore. Yep. So this is going to open some things. Some of you all are going to take a small vacation, maybe travel a little bit. Maybe you're going to the islands. Maybe you're going to another country. Maybe somewhere where the water is beautiful, blue, green. Some of you all will be. It's going. I feel like something is happening in your life that you've always wanted to do. You've always wanted to see something happen, and you've always wanted to see something close up. Maybe this is a vacation place that you were like, oh, one day I'm going to visit that place. When I have enough money, I'm going to go on a trip there. And then that happens. You finally get enough money where you can go on this, your dream vacation or something, Stretch. May you extend your reach. So it looks like something, it's clarifying this wheel here. So you will be able to move forward. Some of you all are purchasing a car. For some of you all, the wheel is a boat. You're purchasing a boat. You know what I'm saying? It's like your boat may be set. I forgot what the people sit that boat on, that's hooked up to the back of their car. when they're driving to the beach. I forgot what that's called, but some of you all are purchasing a boat and you're sitting it on some wheels, and this is how you'll be traveling through the water, things like that. Very, very nice energy. I see a big significant change in your life. You're grateful for where you are, where you used to be, and where you're going. And that's amazing. Some of you all, you've manifested this in your life. Some of you all, your chakras are aligning. Something you're investing in is taking off in a beautiful way. It's going to make you very happy. You're going to feel like you're where you belong. You've been resilient and you've gotten through a lot, and now it's paying off. Persist. May your ripples build the swell. Absolutely. You've been persistent. So something that you're getting in, you're still going to, your learning process is never going to stop. That's just a part of life. So even though some sort of beautiful change is coming in your life, you still thirst for more knowledge, and you're still going to learn more about some sort of new position you're in, some sort of upgrade in your life. This could be a windfall coming in. So maybe you're learning more through accountants or how you can do things, investment, money management, business management, but you're learning more about something. Enough. May you be exactly as you are. So you're going to have more than enough. And this is just when I say a small portion of you, I'm talking about maybe 1 or 2%. Some of you are, remember I said you may be visiting the islands or something like that. Some of you all may be even able, you may have enough to even purchase a small island, something like that. It's like you'll be purchasing a place, turning it into a vacation spot. Maybe you're just purchasing it for your family, and that's where you're something that you'll be doing. Or you may be purchasing an island, or you're visiting an island that only certain people can go to with money or something like that. It's like a beautiful vacation spot. I feel like you're going to realize you're more than enough, and you're going to have more than enough. Reflect. May you discern and distill. So you're going to reflect about what you've all that you had to go through and where you've been in this life. You're going to look back at some things and realize that it made you who you are today. And that's why you're vibrating in the energy of gratitude. You're grateful. You're going to become grateful for the hard times and the struggle, even though you're grateful that they're over. Things have gotten better for you. I spoke to someone one time who is doing very well in their life. And I will never forget, I asked them, I was like, how does it feel to be where you are in this life? I will never forget. They said sometimes they miss being financially, almost they miss the struggle. I never understood that. And I was like, why would you miss the struggle? They was like, because, you work so hard to get something. And then when you get it, it's like the struggle isn't there anymore. You realize there was beauty in the hunger of wanting to obtain something, going out every day, and people not knowing what your struggle life is like, and you can tell it, but then even you tell it so much, it becomes boring, and you get to live the good life. So it's almost like a detachment from the struggle life. I say, so would you go back to the struggle? And he was like, I wouldn't go completely back to the struggle, but I'm not going to lie and say that I don't miss that part of me, that had to go out here and get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hanging out with certain people where we were in that planning stage and we were all talking about what we were going to have, and I'm just the one that happened to make it. And I was like, wow, and I was just like, so, this individual was just telling me like, Leslie, go after your dreams, but I'm telling you, appreciate these moments. Appreciate those times when you are struggling. Appreciate them. You're going to look back at them one day and smile and say, I'm so grateful I didn't give up. I'm so grateful I was resilient. I'm so grateful. And look at where I am now, and I'm telling you, some days, you believe it or not, you're going to miss the struggle. And I do feel like, and I share that with you all because, when you have those kind of conversations with people, even if you can't relate, because I'm like, shit, I can't relate to having that kind of money. It's true. But even though you can't relate to what someone is saying, it's just, you're like, wow, okay, so there is beauty in the struggle. And when you're on the other side of that struggle, you appreciate the struggle even more. And I feel like I, wanted to share that with you all, because I feel like for a small portion of you, this is what you're going to experience. Pause. May moments of your calm sustain you. Yeah. So you're going to take a pause and a look at your life just for a moment, and and realize that in all of the chaos that you were noticing and paying attention to, that those calm moments were the little fruits of life, and you're going to appreciate the quietness a little more, those moments to yourself and just with you and your loved ones. I feel like things in your life may start to get very busy, and you're just going to have those moments where you say, I'm so grateful for the quiet days. I'm so grateful for the quiet hours, for the quiet moments. And so you may have your little place that you go to where you're able to just kind of meditate and enjoy this planet and enjoy the natural beauty of it, enjoy your tranquility, the sound of the ocean, the sound of the waves, the breeze, the blowing of the grass, the feel of the sand or whatever, right? So I just kind of feel like there's going to be moments in your life where you're just going to appreciate every little bit of this life. You'll have those moments. Magic. May you flow with the divine. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So things will, everything isn't going to be perfect, but I do feel like this is going to increase your faith in life. And you'll even get to that point where you welcome the unexpected, and you're going to have those moments where you love the fact that you trusted your intuition and you were absolutely right, and those dark days, you're going to realize that the sun still comes up, and so things are going to get a little magical in your life. I kind of feel that. I feel like things are going to get a little magical. You're going to start to see some manifestations come true after those dark days, those crying at night moments, and waking up and like, whew, okay, things have gotten a little bit better, and for some of you all, a whole lot better. All right, so all of my mutable signs, Pisces, that's the end of your reading. All of my mutable signs, you bring about change. Pisces, you were the last mutable sign. And so you move from the winter, the cold winter, into that spring where a lot of new life is coming in, right? And so this is what I'm saying. I see a lot of growth and regrowth and rebirth and beautiful things happening, and windfalls, and learning a lot, and manifesting and seeing dreams come true, things moving in the right direction, the purchase of a new home or a new car, possibly both, or new business, again having that your material life increasing and things like that, and being sensible about things, having gratitude for where you are, getting plenty of wise counsel, and connecting with other people who are spiritually yoked with you, having some sort of joyful new life, but also looking at those areas of your life where that are sort of conflicting, that, being able to trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your intuition, and looking a little deeper into, people who you can't trusting your intuition with things like that, right? And so I love this reading for you, Pisces. I loved all of the mutable sign readings. And so this is, I like this, okay? All right, so that's the end of your reading. This will be time stamped. Thank you for hanging out with me. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I will talk with you amazing people later.